everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I have a huge book haul for you guys. This is again, over the past 2 months or so, I kind of just collect them all up into a big group and then go through them all. So yeah, I don't actually know how many I have to go through, but there's a lot of really exciting books in here, so let's just dive in. I have a different selection of books here. I've got arcs that I've been sent, romance, books that I got at discount shops, the works, charity, some Waterstones, one that I spent a lot of money on. Yeah, I don't really know where to start. I'm hoping that this angle is okay. I feel like you might be a bit high. Let me just bring you down. Is that a bit better? That's better. Okay, so I think I might start with the arcs just because they're right here at the top. So the very first book I have, which is very fitting actually because it is The Existence of Amy, which is my name. But as well, this book actually delves into mental health issues such as OCD, anxiety, and depression. Couldn't even think of the word then. Which I myself suffer with a few of those, so it's very nice to see representation in a book about this. And also the cover is just so gorgeous. I really like the look of it. So it says, Amy has a normal life, that is, if you were to go by a definition of no obvious indicators of peculiarity. And you didn't know her very well. She has good friends, a good job, a nice enough home. This normality, however, is precariously plastered on top of a different life. A life that is Amy's real life, the only one her brain will let her lead. I feel like this is it's hit a little bit too close to home. But yeah, I did get sent this by the author and I'm extremely grateful and I'm really looking forward to reading it. I do think that mental health issues should be represented more in books in general. Yeah. So I got The Existence of Amy, which I am very grateful for receiving and very excited to read. I then also received How to Find a Missing Girl. It says, a year ago, Stella Blackthorne vanished. Her younger sister, Iris, launched her own investigation, but all she managed to do was earn a stern warning from the police. Once she turns 18, any meddling will mean jail time. Then Iris's ex-girlfriend Heather goes missing too, just after dropping the polarising last episode of her true crime podcast about Stella's disappearance. This time, nothing will stop Iris and her amateur sleuthing agency. But with a suspicious detective watching her every move and an enemy-turned-friend turned maybe more to contend with, and only 30 days until she turns 18, it's a race against the clock for Iris to solve the most dangerous case of her life. That sounds really fun, and I'm really looking forward to reading it. Then I think this is another thriller. It's called Channel Fear, a heart-in-mouth YA horror thriller perfect for teen fans of The Haunting of Hill House, which I love The Haunting of Hill House, but I am definitely not a teen. Wow, that was a long time ago. So at the bottom it says, gripping murderous horror. It says, Iris is obsessed with star YouTube ghost hunting duo Zach and Lucas, who disappeared at an undisclosed location several months ago. Iris, who heads up her own unsuccessful channel with co-hosts Byron and his girlfriend Molly, has been searching for the location ever since. When they stumble across long-abandoned Thornhanger House, the trio set aside their toxic love triangle to explore and find Zach and Lucas's abandoned equipment inside, complete with their last day of filming. As they watch the footage, a horrifying truth emerges. Whatever came for Zach and Lucas is coming for them too. That sounds really good, but why do they have to throw a love triangle in there? Oh my god, I hate love triangles so much. I'm obviously still gonna give it a go because it sounds like a creepy house. Ghost hunting duo, I love ghosts. That sounds like a perfect read apart from the love triangle, but we'll just go past that. We'll skip past it. I'm hoping if it's more thriller horror, then the love triangle won't actually be a big part. I'm hoping. But yeah, that is Channel Fear by Lisa Richardson. I am really looking forward to reading that, but just, it's not going to be a bad book just because it has a love triangle in. That's just a trope that I really hate. But I know other people absolutely love love triangles, so it's just a personal thing, and I'm really hoping that it won't kind of spoil the book. So I'm going to definitely give it a try and see what I think, but it does sound really good. Next is another arc. So yeah, this is Totally Deceased, and it is by Sue H. Cunningham, and it says Tilly's heart is set on solving her own murder. Ooh, 17-year-old Jess wakes from an emergency heart transplant to discover she's being haunted by the disgruntled ghost of her donor, teenage socialite Tilly, and she won't leave Jess in peace until they unravel the mystery surrounding her death. Their investigations take them deep into Tilly's luxurious heiress life, from private schools to Swiss banks and high-end hotels. But the clues lead somewhere darker than either of the girls could have imagined, and if Jess can't solve the murder in time, her own life may be at risk. A hilarious, heart-racing murder mystery like no other. That actually sounds like so much fun. Again, another fun thriller. I love that. That sounds like so much fun. I'm really looking forward to reading that. So those are all of the arcs that I received. Oh no, I told a lie. There's 2 more here. These 2, but we'll get to them in a bit. So this one, you can probably see the books, so I'll just go through them quickly, but this is Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. There is Things We Never Got Over and Things We Hide from the Light, and this is the 3rd in the series. I don't know if it's a trilogy or not, but they are really big, chunky romance books, and I haven't read a single one of them yet. But is that going to stop me buying the 4th if there is one? No, of course it's not. And they're just really pretty. I just really like the books, and I really want to read them. So yeah, Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. I did recently read Maggie Moves On. I think that was called, by Lucy Score, and I gave that 4 stars. I really enjoyed that. So I also got the Flawless series. There is one more missing, but it hasn't been out in the works yet, and I've been waiting. So yeah, there is Flawless, there is Heartless, and there is Powerless by Elsie Silver, and then there is a 4th one that I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, as I say, it hasn't been out in the works, and they're on the 3 for £6 deal. Even better. Yeah, I've heard really good things about them. I can't remember what this one's about, but this one's about an ice skater and a oh no, this is a country singer, and then this is a ice skater hockey player, and then I don't know what this one's about. Bull riding. Wow. Yeah, I think they're like country romance books, which I don't think I've actually ever read before. So, yeah, that sounds really good, really interesting, and I definitely need the 4th in the series. And I kind of want that before I read the books. Is that weird? Probably. Then, I've been seeing this everywhere on TikTok, on Book Talk, and everyone's going on about how, like, heartbreaking it is, and everyone cries at it. So I don't really know why I got it. But I just want to see what's the hype? Why is everyone crying? What's going on? Am I going to cry? I don't cry at books often. So am I going to cry? Like, I want to know. I want to know what's going on. So if it is If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. I actually don't want to read the synopsis of this just because I want to go in completely blind. And just see how I feel about the book, because a lot of people have been talking about it and saying it's really emotionally devastating, and yeah, I just want to go in completely blind and see how I feel. So yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not going to read the synopsis of this, but if you want to, this is what it's called, and apparently, yeah, it is a real tearjerker, so I don't know if I should read it or not. Well, I'm going to read it, but we'll see how I am with it and whether I cry. I don't cry often at books, so we'll see. I then got the Snow Child. I got this at a charity shop, and it's a gorgeous cover. I actually already had another version of it. Let me go find it. I didn't realise I already had this copy, which I really like as well, but I think I do actually like this copy a bit more. Also, just I prefer bigger books anyway, but yeah. So I already had a copy, but again, this was also 99p from a charity shop, so I will donate it back. But yeah, I got the Snow Child, and it's about a couple in the Alaskan wilderness. They find a young girl running through the trees. She seems to be a child of the woods, and she hunts with a red fox at her side and somehow survives alone in the Alaskan wilderness, and it's just this couple finding this child. Yeah, and it just sounds really beautiful, and it was also a Pulitzer Prize finalist, so you know it's going to be a good book. So yeah, I got the Snow Child. We got this in a charity shop as well, and it is Beyond a Darkened Shore. This is by Jessica Leake, and it is a fantasy, if I remember correctly. The ancient land of Erin is mired in war. Kiara, Princess of Mide, can barely remember a time when Northmen weren't plundering the shores of her divided homeland. With her intimidating ability to control her enemies' minds and actions, Kiara has managed to keep her people safe. But lately a mysterious crow has been appearing to Kiara, whispering warnings of an even darker threat. There's the crow. Although her clansmen dismiss her visions as superstitious, Kiara fears this coming evil will destroy not just Erin, but the entire world. It isn't until Kiara captures Leif, a young Northman leader during his failed siege of Mead, that she discovers she's not the only one who has these prophetic visions. Leif is Kiara's enemy, but together they may be the only ones who can save their world. and as battle grows closer, their alliance born out of necessity starts to become something more. With evil rising around them, they must do what it takes to defend the land they love, or even if it means making the greatest sacrifice of all. It does sound really good, and I'd not heard about it before until I saw it in the charity shop, so yeah, sounds good. I caved when I bought It Starts With Us, but again, it was from a charity shop, so I didn't buy it. I wasn't about to spend £14 on this. I do have It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, but I have yet to read that as well. But I saw that it was £2, and I just thought, I want to fit in, and everyone talks about these books, so I got it. We'll see. I also picked up Fourth Wing. I have an arc of Fourth Wing, and I read the arc. I absolutely loved it, but I know that I'm going to want to collect the rest of the series in hardback, so I went to the works because they had it for £10, which is an absolute steal. Yeah, great fantasy. If you have not read it, you should read it. It was just a really good high fantasy. Really good. Like, top notch, 5 out of 5. Do I think it was worth the hype? Honestly, I don't think any book is worth the hype that this book got. Like, that was crazy. But yeah, it is a really good fantasy. I'm pretty sure there's going to be like 6 books in this series as well, so it's going to be a big one. And then last on this pile, I got Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, and I got the Waterstones exclusive edition. And like, I'm sorry, but is that not gorgeous? Like, my nana actually bought me this. Bless her, she's so cute. Yeah, Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I do have the Atlas 6 and the Atlas Paradox, but I have yet to read them. But I just saw this and I saw the cover, and it just sounds like a really, really good dark book that I love. So yeah, I had to pick it up. So yeah, Masters of Death. And it's just gorgeous, like, come on. Forever is a gift and a curse. There is a game that the immortals play. There is only one rule: don't lose. So excited. I just realised there's another hardback down here that wasn't in that pile because I just opened it. But I won a book giveaway on Book Talk by a lovely book talker called Beth. And she went on my Amazon wishlist and she bought me the Shadow Cabinet, which I'm so freaking excited to read. So last year, it was definitely last year we got this. It was Her Majesty's Royal Coven, and it was a Fairy Loot exclusive edition, and I read this and I absolutely loved it, so I really wanted to get the second one. I was just going to wait, to be honest, until it was in paperback, just because hardbacks are so expensive now. But yeah, lovely Beth bought me a copy, and it's gorgeous, and I'm so excited to read it. Honestly, I'm so excited to read. I can't remember what it looked like under the dust jacket. I'm pretty sure it was a goat. Yeah. How cool is that? It was such a good book as well. It's literally about a coven of witches that work for like the government. So it's like a government of witches that are like hidden behind the regular UK government, but they're just more badass. So yeah, the Shadow Cabinet, which is the second in the series, and this book was left on such a cliffhanger. So I'm so excited to read this one because I want to know what happened, because there is no way what happened in the end of this book actually happened. I refuse to accept that. There is no way. So I'm gonna need to read this like ASAP, because there's no way it happened. It can't have, right? I really hope it didn't happen. Yeah, excellent book, 5 out of 5. Can't wait to read this one. Okay, so I'll put them back on. They're looking quite precarious, but we're gonna move on to the second pile now. So the first is a Tessa Bailey trilogy. This is Make Me, Chase Me, and Need Me. I'm not sure what order these books are in, but okay, I'm pretty sure it's Chase Me, Need Me, and then Make Me. Yeah, I think that's right. It's just like a romance trilogy. I'm currently reading the Hot and Hammered trilogy by Tessa Bailey. I've read Fix Her Up, which is over there, and then there is also Love Her or Lose Her, which I literally just finished this morning. Well, while I was doing my makeup, I was listening to an audiobook, so I literally just finished this, and I think I preferred this one to Fix Her Up. So there's Tools of Engagement, which is the last one, and I'm really looking forward to. I literally just started this again as I was doing my makeup, but he's a cowboy and she's like a pretty princess. I'm excited. I'm really enjoying them. They're good, solid romance books. So yeah, they're also all on the 3 for £6 deal, which is an absolute steal. So yeah, I got these 3. I'm wondering if it has like a name. A Broken Beautiful novel it's called. Okay, so the series is called Broke and Beautiful. Yeah. So I got those 3. I then picked up the second to Secretly Yours, which is another Tessa Bailey book, which I received that as an ARC. I can't remember when, but I read that and really enjoyed it. So I got Unfortunately Yours, which is the second in the series. It's a spin-off. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the main character's sister, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I read it, but yeah, I got Unfortunately Yours. I've read Fake Dating, but I don't think I've actually ever read Fake Marriage, so that should be interesting. I then picked up a thriller. This is Old Country by Matt Query and Harrison Query. So it says, the ranch was our dream home, nestled in the arms of a valley below the Teton Mountains, acres upon acres of wilderness, our nearest neighbours over a mile away. Beautiful, serene, isolated. Perfect until naturally the only neighbours for miles delivered us a dire warning. The valley is cursed. Every season a spirit will manifest itself in increasingly disturbing ways, starting with an eerie light in the pond, and will kill you if you don't light a fire. And ... We made them leave then, put it to the back of our minds, and went about living our new, nearly perfect lives. Then spring came, and so did the light. It sounds so good. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading that. Old Country sounds spooky. I then also picked up The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. This thriller's been doing the rounds on BookTok, and I wanted to find out what it was all about. So I got it. I'm pretty sure it's about a housemaid who cleans a house and finds something she shouldn't. Ooh, sounds like a crazy family keeps the housemaid locked up. That sounds good. I only tried one of Nina's pristine white dresses once, but she soon finds out, and by the time I realise my bedroom door only locks from the outside, it's far too late. But the Winchesters don't know who I really am, and they don't know what I'm capable of. That sounds good. I'm really looking forward to it. A lot of people said that this is really good and that this one kind of wasn't needed. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm going to read them both regardless. I then got like a cozy thriller. Again, it's Killers of a Certain Age, and it's basically about retired hitmen. I'm pretty sure. Billy, Mary Alice, Helen and Natalie have worked for the museum, an elite network of assassins, for 40 years, but now their talents are considered old school. When the foursome is attacked during an all-expenses-paid trip to mark their retirement, they realise they've been marked for death by the top-level members of the museum. Working together is the key to their survival, and they're about to teach the museum what it really means to be a woman and a killer of a certain age. That just sounds like so much fun. They're old hands at this murder business. Doesn't that sound fun? I just think it sounds really fun. And it is by Deanna Rayborn. Killers of a Certain Age. I think it sounds really good fun. This next one was actually, I'm pretty sure I saw Books with Lala on YouTube. She did a video about upcoming books that she was really looking forward to, and she mentioned this one, which is Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. And it sounded so good, but I did not realise how big this book's going to be. It's like 700 pages, and it's a 700-page horror, which I'm like, how much is there, mind you? How long was it? Like 1,000 pages? Yeah, I can't really say anything. But yeah, it was one of my highly anticipated releases of the year, and I was really looking forward to it. So I will read the synopsis of this because it just sounds good, and I want to share it with you guys. So it says, his father could find what was lost. His father knew when someone was going to die. His father had talked to him about the dead who rode in on the wind. The dead travel fast. Gaspar is 6 years old when the order first come for him. For years they have exploited his father's ability to commune with the dead and the demonic, presiding over macabre rituals where the unwanted and the disappeared are tortured and executed, sacrificed to the darkness. Now they want a successor, and their sights are trained on Gaspar. How cool does that sound? Yeah, I cannot wait to read that, honestly. I can't wait. This is like a top priority read. So yeah, this one I'm really excited about. This is Evocation by S.T. Gibson, who S.T. Gibson wrote A Dowry of Blood, which is like a retelling of the vampire's brides, of Dracula's brides even, and it was an excellent book. I really enjoyed this, and this is her newest series. I'm pretty sure it's a new fantasy series about like the occult. So it says, when a family curse threatens the life of David, a medium, he will turn to the only person he's ever trusted, his sorcerer ex-boyfriend Reese, which means he will have to open his heart to Moira, Reese's astrologer wife. Meet David, Reese and Moira for the first time as they navigate magic-riddled Boston through hierarchical secret societies, familial bonds from beyond the grave, and much more in this gorgeous, richly imagined novel. Does that not sound incredible? And the arc for this is just gorgeous. Yeah, so this is going to the top of my list straight away. I am so excited. I literally squealed when I saw the email for this. When they asked if I wanted a copy, I was like, are you kidding me? Send it me right now, please. I'm so excited. This is like, oh, so exciting. And then this is actually my last arc. I lied before. This is Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simone, and it is another thriller. A fun, fresh and twisty whodunit about a grandmother, mother-daughter trio who come together as amateur sleuths to solve a murder in their coastal California town. How much fun does that sound like? So excited. So yeah, that is Mother-Daughter Murder Night. So excited. And then these next three are Fairy Loot books that I received recently. And Fairy Loot, the books are just insanely gorgeous. This is The Bonesmith by Nick Pau Preto, and it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It also has a reversible dust jacket, which, yeah, look at that. Oh, so yeah, I got Bonesmith, which I'm extremely excited to read. I then got If I Have to Be Haunted by Miranda Sun. I'm sorry, my camera just died for some reason. But yeah, I got If I Have to Be Haunted. This is the YA fantasy book, and it's just, again, another absolutely gorgeous one. And then I got Son of Blood and Ruin, which, again, look at those sprayed edges. They're just so beautiful. Oh, I swear, Fairy Loot just do it right every single time. Like, look at that. Yeah. So I'm so excited about all those Fairy Loot books. I'm actually going to be redoing my shelves very soon. Actually, what these books are, they're on a new bookshelf, which is going to go up here, which I'm going to do either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I need to figure out a way to store all of my Fairy Loot books together because they're just so beautiful and they're such lovely collector's items. So yeah. Right, I'm going to restack and then move on to the last pile. Okay, so the last pile, sorry, I just had a drink. There's some really good books on here too. So to start off, again, my nana got me this. I just love her. So she got me Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey. This is a horror that I've had my eye on for quite a while. Pretty sure it was on one of Lala's videos as well. It sounded incredible and I was really looking forward to it, and I saw it in the horror section. I knew I had to get it. So it says, going home is always hard. For Vera, going home means returning to the notorious Crowder house where her serial killer father murdered his victims and buried their bodies beneath. Then notes start to appear in Vera's father's handwriting, but they can't be from him. He has been dead for years. Vera thought that the house had given up all its secrets, but now she must uncover how deep the rot goes. Need I say more? It sounds amazing. Then something completely the opposite side of the spectrum. So this is a lovely romance book about Alexi and Ben. They're hiking along the Pacific Crest Trail. So Alexi's journey on the Pacific Crest Trail begins with saving a hot stranger from a snake. That's always a good start. Alexi was prepared for rattlesnakes, blisters, and months of solitude. What he wasn't prepared for was outgoing and charismatic Ben, and yet they keep running into each other. It might be coincidence, then again, maybe there's a reason the trail keeps bringing them together. Ben has made his fair share of bad decisions, and almost all of them involved beautiful men, but there's something about the gorgeous and quietly nerdy Alexi that he can't just walk away from. It just sounds like a really nice romance. I love stories out in the wilderness, especially hiking and stuff, because that's one of my hobbies as well, so yeah, really looking forward to that. Which is like completely different spectrums, but really good nonetheless. I literally could not refuse this beautiful edition of Frances Hardinge's new book called The Unraveller. It says, in a world full of curses, what does it take to break free? Look at that. I didn't even realise that she's bringing out a new book. What have I read? Skinful of Shadows and Deep Light? Was it called? And I really enjoyed both of those. I enjoyed Skinful of Shadows more. And then I also, you can't quite see them, but there's 3 Frances Hardinge books here. And there's actually 2 more in this pile as well. So I've got a little collection going. But yeah, I could not resist this gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And it sounds really interesting. It says, Nettle was only a child when she was cursed to spend her life as a bird. Separated from everyone she loved, she was spared this fate by Kellen, Radith's only unraveller. Gifted with the ability to unweave curses from a victim's soul. When Kellen's power becomes unstable, he's in danger of unravelling everything around him, even Nettle. As the pair venture into the shifting wilds searching for answers, nothing is as it seems. Threatening creatures stalk the shadows, known curses are disappearing, and with every passing day, Kellen feels his control weakening. How good does that sound? And again, like if you've watched a couple of my videos previous, you know that I love stories where it's like two people on a mission, on a journey somewhere through the wilderness. Like I love that. There's just peak like fantasy writing for me is like that. I then picked up The Immortal Games. This is by Annalise Avery, and it is so stinking cute. Like look how beautiful. It's just so stinking beautiful. Look at that. It's stunning. This is a kind of god retelling, mythic retelling. So it says, every blood moon signifies the beginning of the immortal games. These epic games are played by the gods of Olympus, with randomly selected humans as their tokens. The stakes are high and survival unlikely. 17-year-old Ara seeks revenge on the gods for allowing her sister to die in the games. She's determined to be selected as a token, but when she is, the odds are weighted against her. As the trials become more brutal, Ara finds her heart tangled up in the game's outcome as well as her life. In the games of life and death, who will Ara sacrifice to win? Kind of sounds like a reimagining of the Hunger Games, but with gods of Olympus. That sounds really cool though. Yeah, so I got that. I then picked up, this just looks so cute. It's Days at the Murasaki Bookshop. This is by Satoshi Yagasawa, and it just sounds so, like, cozy. It just sounds like real cozy vibes. So it says, from the beginning of summer to early spring, I lived at the Murasaki Bookshop. I spent that period of my life in the spare room on the second floor of the store, trying to bury myself in books. I realised my microphone was off. It's back on. I'm hoping that's better. It says, the cramped room barely got any light and everything felt damp. It smelled constantly of musty old books. But I will always remember the days I spent there because that's where my real life began. And I know without a doubt that if not for those days, the rest of my life would have been bland, monotonous and lonely. The Murasaki Bookshop is precious to me. It's a place I know I'll never forget. How cute is that cover as well? And it's translated works, which is even better. I love reading translated works, so yeah. Stinking cute. And then these are the two other Frances Harding books that I got. I did get these in the charity shop, so they're the like old covers. But I've heard that Goldstruck Island is one of her best novels, apparently. So I'm very looking forward to reading that. So I got, Goldstruck Island, and I got Verdigris Deep. So I think I have like 7 or 8 Frances Harding books now. So I got those two, and I'm very intrigued to read about Goldstruck Island, especially because it's been said that it's her best work. So I then picked up Broken Throne by Victoria Aveyard. I'm pretty sure this is a collection of novellas to the series, the Red Queen series. Is it? I don't know, I picked it up anyway. Yeah, I think it is. So An Unseated King, Enemy Brothers, A Doomed Queen. So I think it's a collection of novels for the Red Queen series, which I do have here, but I have yet to read. So I got that as well. My library was doing a book sale for like 50p each, so I picked up Rebels of Eden, but I found out that it's the third in the series, which is really annoying, so I'm going to have to pick up the other two first, but it sounds really interesting. And then I got Mrs. Death, which I've had my eye on for a while now, and it just sounds really interesting. So it says, Mrs. Death has had enough. She's exhausted by her job and now seeks someone to unburden her conscience to. All the while, despite her world weariness, Death must continue to hold humans' fates in her hand, appearing in our lives when we least expect her. Doesn't that sound cool? I then picked up The Museum of Ordinary People. It just sounded like a really nice cozy book, and I needed a third for the £6 deal. So it says, her boyfriend wants him to buy a place with her, a fresh start, but first she must sort the few sentimental belongings she kept from her mum's house. Her friend tells her about the Museum of Ordinary People, a place that keeps beloved items from everyday lives. It sounds perfect, and it is. Everything there has a label, and these stories begin to unlock Jess's heart, treasured memories, families reunited, loves lost and found. So when the owner, Alex, tells her the museum faces closure, she decides to help him fight for its future. In doing so, Jess might lose everything, or she might just find a future for herself as well. So cute. So excited to read it. I then also picked up the second in the first, I can't remember what the first one's called, but this is The Ballad of Never After. The Ballad of... What's it called? Oh no, it's called Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then there's The Ballad of Never After, which is the second, and I'm pretty sure the third one's out at this point, but I haven't even read the first one. But yeah, I've heard incredible things about it, and it's by Stephanie Garber, who also wrote the Caraval trilogy, which I've almost finished. I've got one book left. I then picked up The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This is I think it might be the second in like a series to the XHEX, or they're just like very similar vibes, but yeah, like witchy rom-coms. Yeah, so I really want to pick that up. I then got The Soulmate Equation. I've heard that this is a really beautiful romance and I wanted to get it. So this is by Christine Lauren, and yeah, I've heard a lot about Christine Lauren's work, but I haven't actually read any of it. I do have one of her books, but I can't. Oh, The Unhoneymooners. I have The Unhoneymooners. I haven't read it yet, but yeah, I've heard that this is like one of her better works. So yeah, I picked up The Soulmate Equation, which is going to be an interesting romance read. I then picked up The Last Housewife. This is by Ashley Winstead, who also wrote In My Dreams I Hold a Knife, which I do have that, but I have not read it. But again, it's a thriller. I'm really excited to read it. Yeah, I need to read In My Dreams I Hold a Knife as well. I haven't read that one either. But yeah, they're two thrillers. There we go, it's conveniently right here. So this is the other one, and then that one. And then last but certainly not least, I picked up George bought me Magnolia Parks. This is by Jessa Hastings. And I'm really gutted because I just found out that they just changed the covers, and the covers aren't nearly as nice as these ones. And I feel like it's going to be a real challenge to get the original covers. So yeah, that's frustrating. But yeah, I did get Magnolia Parks, which I've been wanting for a while. I just remembered I also got, it's upstairs because I'm currently reading it, but I got All the Dead Lie Down. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. George bought me that as well. He treated me to that one as well. Bless him. I love him. I'm really enjoying that. I'm like 100 pages in, and it's really good. It's like a classic. I won't say classic because it's really weird, but it's a nanny who goes to look after a couple of young girls, but they're really weird, and the house is really weird, and there's weird stuff that goes on, and it's just weird vibes, you know, like that kind of story, but I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, that is everything. Those are all the books that I got within the last 2 to 3 months, I would say. Definitely more than I've read. And that's not including all the Kindle books that I bought, which has been quite a lot. But yeah, these are the books that I've got. I will be doing a full book reorganizing tour video as soon as I finish this one. Yeah, so hopefully I will see you guys in that video next, where you see me find a home for all of these books, because they ain't fitting up here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that you found some books that you may be interested in the future, and I will hopefully see all of you lovely people in the next one. Alright, bye guys.